I wish that when people would do, so this is the reason why I don't like apology videos. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with being apologetic or changing content going forward. Like, it's cool if Ian is like, yeah, I did edgy shit and I'm going to try to get away with that. Or I'm going to try to get away from that because I don't think it like represents my values now. I don't think I necessarily like being in charge of a community that's bullying people. I don't think it's good to like put those like messages out into the world. I think that that's fine. But I feel like I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. When people do this, they seem so like soy cucked. Like, I think it's okay to be like, and this might just be my brain is internet poison, but if somebody's like I could see, like, I've probably made a lot of statements that are similar to this video where it's like, hey, like, there's some humor that I used to engage in, and now when I look back, I'm like, I can see how this can be kind of problematic, and I feel kind of shitty if I've got like black fans and shit that look at me like, oh, Destiny, like, it feels like you kind of like don't like us as much because these jokes. And I can understand it. It's like, yeah, I probably won't say that, but I feel like there's a difference between that and being like, I realized that when I engaged in forms of highly problematic humor that is employing slurs on the internet, that I'm alienating my BIPOC fans. And I just want to know that you guys understand that there's a safe space for you everywhere on the internet that can be free from hate, and that nobody deserves to be treated that way. And that, like, even though roughly the messages are kind of the same, like, I just, it feels like so...
It comes off more submissive, especially because he's also, like, donating money.
Yeah,
which is
like,
fine, but both
I feel like there's,
together,
like, a whole bunch of people in the background with, like, BLM flags and, like, whips that are, like, ready to kick his ass if he's not, like, giving the perfect apology. And I don't know, just, it feels like...
When he gave that one part about, like, seeing the mirror of his fans, I feel like that felt like a more original part of it. I feel like if it was all in like that, then it wouldn't seem as soy cucked.
Yeah. Like I said, I think there's, like, because I think I feel like I've made statements very similar to this before. But, like, this just sounds like so, like, yeah. I should have... There was a part in the middle when I started laughing that sounded like so... What was it, the one about slurs?
I think it was where he said, I'm sorry specifically to black people. And then
yeah, he's like, like, I want to give a special shout out to my to my African American fans out there that I feel like we're super... And it's like, okay, like, we got it. But, yeah, I don't know. The language and everything makes it...
Yeah, if he, like, and then it makes people look bad, because then I remember Sneeko was talking about it, and he was saying, like, he associated the fact that he says that his wife's wants him to do this, and he's, like, now associating the whole, like, OnlyFans wife with the connection of cancel culture, with the connection of, like, the black trans issue, so it just gives, like, you know what I mean, the optics are, it just gives edgy people a way to kind of just, like, package all those things together and be like, this is, like, the woke virus and stuff. Yeah,
but I think that Ian genuinely believes this, but then this is also... Can you plug your ears for a moment? Okay, I'm going to say something, but I need you to not get triggered, okay? Can you...
What? Okay.
I think that for a lot of this, too, a lot of this is... When do you have to leave? I feel like a lot of this is an age thing. To where Ian is... What, is he like 32? Is that what he said?
I don't remember.
Like, I think when you're like a young man, you're in your early 20s... You want to get out there, you want to be ultra edgy, ultra provocative, ultra whatever. And then, like, you kind of get older and you kind of grow out of it. And you're like, okay, maybe, like, I probably don't need to be, like, this fucking mean to everybody. I probably could have said these messages in a better way. I probably didn't need to be this edgy. I probably turned off more people than I needed to. I probably could have, like, communicated a lot of what I wanted to without being, like, so needlessly aggressive. So, like, an early 20s male trying to relate to, like, an early 30s male on that is probably going to be really difficult. That would be my... feeling for why a lot of people would view this as like being ultra soy cucked and thinking like there's no way that Ian actually feels this way. Like I think he probably feels this way. I don't think this is like fake, right?
Wait, what do you think his... I don't know what his audience age was. What do you think his audience age is now? Would they also be like late 20s, early 30s?
Well, yeah, but mentally they're still early 20s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that for a lot of people, I think that if you're making content and you're engaging with a lot of people, I think that you can mature. But if you're just watching it, because you have to collect some life experiences to mature. And if you're just watching this guy's content all the time, you might not be getting those life experiences. So there's probably a lot of men in their 30s that are still like kind of mentally like in their 20s because they haven't gone out, collected experiences, and done anything, you know?
Mm-hmm. The other reason I feel like it's going to come off soy cucked is because, like, I mean, maybe this is, like, outlined or scripted to a certain degree just so he remembers all his points, but, like, people are going to associate edgy iDubbbz with like really energetic traits, like him being super witty and like high energy and stuff, versus here he's more chill and stuff. So I feel like if he could somehow have still been, I don't know, maybe that's stupid to expect an apology video.
I agree 100%. That's definitely an issue too, is that
because they're going to associate the lack of energy with also now him changing on the political spectrum, and they're going to be like, see, like liberals are depressing and whatever.
Yeah, because like here's an issue too. His old stuff, I wasn't even that big of a fan of his a long time ago because it was just one of my favorite, but it was still funny, right? Like all of the old iDubbbz stuff, the Content Cop stuff was very, very, very funny. So like if you go woke, which he's kind of done now, which isn't necessarily bad, but then like all your content is like kind of boring, then people probably gonna have a really negative association with that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What was the reaction to this? Like,
apparently it was really rough. He got 160,000 thumbs up and he got like 100,000 thumbs down, I think, is what people were saying.
Do you feel like it would have been better if he didn't post an apology and just like moved forward with the type of content that he thinks is better, like morally better?
I think no, because he probably had to address things because everybody's like typing like, "Where's the old iDubbbz and shit."
Really?
I feel like you can still give like an alpha, confident, domineering like apology video.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be like, "I'm so sorry for like how I've hurt everybody, especially my black friend." You can be like, "Listen, I did content in the past. It's kind of cringe. I don't like it. I don't support it. I'm not gonna do it going forward. If you don't like that, get the fuck out," and then like move on.
Because then they'd respect him more. Because he's like, I feel like in the past seen as a cool person. So if he's still cool giving this,
yeah, then it's fine. Yeah, like I think that's why I've largely skirted by like a lot of my old like edgy shit because I used to be way edgier, believe it or not. But like I'm still very entertaining, very charismatic, very funny, very good at video games, Riz master. Hyper intelligent, good researcher. Like I still have all of my, like I'm getting better in every single trait at like all areas of my life. Yeah. So when I say shit like, yeah, I used to be kind of cringe and more problematic as shit in the past, but not anymore, people are like, okay, yeah, but the new Destiny's so much cooler.
Because you're not like, yeah, you didn't become deflated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what the best video would have been that he could have done on an apology video? You know what it would have been?
Said a slur or what?
It would have been if I'm stealing this one from chat, if he made a content cop on himself.
That's what the top comment kind of said.
Oh shit! I just saw that from my DGG chat. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
And then if he would have made that video really funny, that actually would have been probably the best way to do it, because then it would have been bridging the old content and the new content. Yeah. It would have been showing like, well, you know, I said this, but it was kind of problematic. Like, yeah, I attacked her and she said some dumb shit, but she was also like fucking 18, right? So like.
But if he sees it to the level where he thinks he was indoctrinating people, I don't think he would do that tone, because it sounds like he literally thinks he was doing something so wrong.
But that's the issue. The tone wasn't the problem. It was things like word choice and stuff. Right? Like, I think that, like, you can still have the general character of the content, but just, like, in a less kind of, like, bullying or problematic way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you rate it?
I give it a 5 out of 10.
What's, like, a 10 out of 10 apology video?
Anything I've ever done, ever.
Have you put out apology videos?
I was one of the first people to stop saying f*** it, like, 10 years ago. Way before, when everybody was still saying it.
What does it have to do? Like, did you put out an apology video?
I wrote a whole article about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Can we read one of your articles next?
My 18-year-old Radfem articles?
I don't even remember. Oof. I don't know if I want to read this. This is way too long. No, never mind. Maybe later.